Hello and welcome again to another episode of our weekly outing on Enugu State this week. As usual, we are going to have another look at some of the major events that happened in the week within the Coal City State on ETV Channel 50. Enugu, we thank you immensely for staying with us. My name is Precious Chukwekezie. It was obviously a week of better life and greater hope for teachers of Enugu State as the Governor, Dr. Pitamba, approved the release of over 1.9 billion naira for the payment of 4-year accumulated leave allowances owed teachers of public primary schools in the state. According to the government, the approval was in fulfillment of the promise to ensure that teachers get all their entitlements in line with the administration's determination to enhance their welfare and boost productivity. Recall that Governor Mba had earlier approved the extension of full implementation of 30,000 naira minimum wage to primary school teachers and local government workers. Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Pitamba, again in the week, bagged the Distinguished Award for Infrastructure at the Nigeria Excellence in Public Service Awards for his impactful road infrastructural interventions in the state. This was even as President Bola Tinubu charged public servants to live up to their expectation as a public trust, saying the award, an initiative of the private sector and the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, was strategic to inspire the bulk of the nation's workforce, set benchmarks, and create a ripple effect of positive change throughout our society. Speaking to newsmen, Mba, who appreciated the organizers for recognizing his administration's efforts in the area of infrastructural development, however, said he would not rest on the successes for which he was honored. Also in the week, the senior advisor to the Governor of Enugu State on climate change and sustainable development, Professor Chukwumerije Ukereke, launched an essay competition focused on climate change. This is in a move to bolster climate awareness and education. The competition is a key component of the Mba Climate Education, Innovation and Training Initiative, a campaign aimed at raising climate awareness in Enugu State. In another development, the Enugu State Independent Electoral Commission, NSEC, in the week under review, paid a courtesy visit to the Department of State Service, Enugu State Command, in a bid to strengthen collaboration and coordination ahead of the upcoming local government elections. The visit, led by the NSEC chairman, Professor Chris Mbu, was an opportunity for the electoral body to brief the security agency on its preparations and plans for the local government polls. In her response, the State Director of the DSS, Dr. Theresa Ebunu, assured NSEC of the agency's commitment to working closely with the Commission. She pledged the DSS willingness to deploy its personnel and resources to safeguard the electoral process and maintain law and order before, during, and after the local government elections. In the week under review also, a social affairs analyst, Nze Chizoba Okeke, and a spokesman for Concerned People Association, Godfrey Eke, decried the high cost of renting houses in Enugu and the need for house rent control. They enumerated the arbitrary charges incorporated in renting house as caution, management, legal, agent inspection fees, and others. The duo, who were guests on the ESBS morning show, Good Morning Coal City, said other than the security deposit fee, otherwise known as caution fee, the rest are illegal and hence called on government to regulate the activities of these agents and landlords.
We have been having this issue of house rents in Enugu. Most times the rent is basically not even decided by the landlords. Some of them decide, some of them will see their house to maybe a lawyer. Some people, it will be agents that will come and say, oh God, this area is being 700, this area is 600, this area is this. Not even anticipating what the people, the prospects will be able to pay. So this is our problem. The problem is in the hands of the agents, not even the landlords.
It's indeed a very unfortunate situation we have in Enugu here today when it comes to rent payments. As like Onyefe said, the agents are the problem that we are having today, and some part of it is also coming from the landlords, because the landlords, there are places where you will go to rent a house. The problem is not actually the price of the rent or the amount that the landlord is asking you for, but the other, like they will tell you that you need to pay the lawyer fee, you need to pay management fee, you need to pay caution fee, all those.
The International Fund for Agricultural Development Value Chain Development Program, IFAD VCDP Enugu State, in the week under review, connected one of its farmer groups to agro-input dealer for sale of cassava tubers. The organization linked Real Deal Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited to off-takers Bufio and Paul International Ultimate Limited, where over 6 tons of cassava tubers were sold to the company. It will be recalled that IFAD, VCDP, and the company had signed a memorandum of understanding to buy cassava tubers directly from its farmers. The IFAD VCDP State Program Coordinator, Dr. Edward Isiwu, said the action became necessary to check a situation where farmers sell their products at giveaway prices. Dr. Isiwu, represented by the State Business and Market Development Officer, Mr. Arinze Omeche, added that IFAD VCDP was determined to ensure that farmers in Enugu had value for their money. Enugu State this week also captured the wife of the state governor, Mrs. Nkechi Nyeremba, calling on women to support each other for the progress of the state. Mrs. Mba made a call during the July edition of Enugu Women Prayer Network held at Michael Okpara Square, Enugu. Correspondent Chigozie Alex Nwafo was there and now reports.
Heard by the wife of the Speaker, Enugu State House of Assembly, Mrs. Fena Ubu, stressed the need for women to always work towards the good of each other. Mrs. Mbahu is passionate about improving the health of children and women in the state. Also emphasized on farming to promote livelihoods. Earlier in a sermon, a guest preacher and founder Jesus Never Fail Ministry, Prophetess Nkem Adu, harped on the need for women to always manifest the light of God.
The Bible says, the word of God is saying, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Meaning that God is the truth, and no one can cover God. Yes, ma. I service is only when you don't know who you are. You use eye service to cover. Yes, eye service does not pay because it can never last for a long time.
On her part, the member representing Ogun South in Enugu State House of Assembly, Honorable Jane Ene, urged women to unite for more development in the state. The event was well attended by women from 17 local government areas of the state, including members of the House of Assembly, women ministers, and representatives from various Christian denominations, among others.
As part of activities marking the 2024 Africa Anti-Corruption Day, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is in the week held a sensitization rally in Enugu. The commission joined civil society groups and sister security agencies in the state to sensitize the people on the effectiveness of the whistleblowing policy to tackle corruption.
The executive chairman of the commission, Ola Olukayode, in an address read by EFCC Enugu Zonal Director Mohammed Bello, said the roadwork is aimed at drawing attention to the importance of the whistleblowing policy as a core component of Nigerian corruption prevention strategy. He said corruption has eaten deep into the fabrics of the African continent, pointing out that with the level of corruption in the society, no country will move forward even as development would be hampered. He called on Nigerians to rise and report any form of corruption, as no effort is too little in this regard. It will be recalled that the whistleblowing policy in Nigeria was launched on December 21, 2016 by the federal government through the Federal Ministry of Finance as an anti-corruption initiative that encourages people to voluntarily disclose information about fraud, bribery, looted government funds, financial misconduct, abuse, embezzlement of government assets, and any other form of corruption or theft in government.
Aside terrorism, corruption ranks as the next deadliest affliction of humanity in every region of the world. In view of the danger and threat to our existence which corruption represents, it is imperative that individuals, communities, corporate bodies, and indeed the whole world join hands together to tackle it frontally.
Speaking in separate interviews, agencies and civil society organizations, including Ugunwa Ibezim of NDLEA and Amaka Nweke of Women Support Women Community Network, said that the fight against corruption should be everyone's business as it affects all and sundry in the society.
For every drug that is being that is successful, there is laundering of those monies. So if we have such information, we give to EFCC.
Corruption is a cankerworm. Corruption is a menace that has eaten deep into our society. When we talk about corruption, it's not just the embezzling of money, it's beyond that. But the major one that is affecting our economy is people looting our resources, looting our funds, looting what is meant for every citizen of Nigeria. And these are leaders, these can be seen in different sectors, not just those at the top of the hem of affairs. So it is affecting all of us, and we have come to say no, enough is enough. We have come to sensitize the people to know that this fight is not just a personal fight, it's a collective effort. And if we don't come together to speak against it, corruption will destroy our nation.
The roadwork started from the EFCC Zonal Headquarters, Enugu, to ESBS Junction, down to Mbokete through Presidential Road to Opera Square and back to EFCC office. The theme for 2024 African Union Anti-Corruption Day is Effective Whistleblowing for Corruption-Free Nigeria. Chigozie Alex Nwan for ESBS News.
You are watching Enugu State This Week on ETV Channel 50 Enugu. Do stay with us as we will return shortly.
Come here.
Yay! Another season is here again. The season of love and sharing. Season to trade, invest and to grow our economies. Enugu State Broadcasting Service (ESBS) is out to carry your advertisements and announcements to the next level on Sunrise 96.1 FM Enugu and Long Reach Television Arm Enugu Television Channel 50, streaming live on Star Times Television Channel 113. Name it: obituaries, social diaries, events coverages, governmental matters and community activities, as well as general services at discounted rates. Come, experience the seasonal bliss in advertising on radio, Enugu State Broadcasting Service, for maximum reach to get to your target audience. For further inquiries, call 0803 318 0563. Enugu State Broadcasting Service, a double barrel experience. Signed, Management.
My better Enugu people, God don't bless our state with plenty things. We be say, if we put hands together, our state go be ogbonge. But how it go be now? If we dey tanda for house every Monday, sake of say person wey no dey Naija, they miss and give us. How our school, hospital, banks and market them go just close because of fear and laziness. Make we no dey listen to people wey no like our state. Make we join hands support government as it don't carry security come, make our state dey safe on Monday and other days them. Enugu na we own now we go join hands make am work by coming out every Monday and every day. If we dey house every Monday, bank no go dey pay money, market sef no go open, bus and taxi where they enter road no go dey. People wey wan do business with us from other regions no go fit come. Make we shine our eye well make we come out every Monday come dey do our normal business as government don guarantee say security go dey bam bam. Make una remember rats no dey chop something wey own a day awake. My people, together make we end sit at home for Enugu. Kia.
Do better thing, money don't come from heaven. Do better thing, money go come. Now true word that they tell you so.
Oh yeah.
We're glad to welcome you back to the program Enugu State This Week on ETV Channel 50 Enugu. Now let's bring you the rest of the stories. The United Nations has demonstrated commitment to partnering and supporting the Enugu State government in fostering the needed development in line with the body's 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. The United Nations Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator, Nigeria, Mr. Mohammed Malik Fall, made the assertion on Friday when he paid a working visit to the governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, at the Government House, Enugu. While describing Governor Mba as a visionary leader, the United Nations Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator, Nigeria, Mr. Mohammed Fall, enumerated agriculture and food security, social protection and job creation, education, renewable energy, among other key sectors, as areas of interest by the UN. Mr. Fall, who acknowledged that development is not all about money, but about vision, leadership, drive, rigorous planning, and discipline to monitor the projects, extolled the governor for moving the education budget from 7 to 33%, and also moving the state water supply from 2 million to 100 liters per day.
With so many challenges that are making it difficult for the international community to keep its promises, the promises to the people, that by 2030 we will attain the Sustainable Development Goal and we will change people's life. It's a context which is challenging because we have gone through a number of difficult times, known as the pandemic of COVID. We have seen also the climate crisis hitting, and most importantly hitting the poorest country on earth. But we have seen also conflict and insecurity impacting people's life.
Dr. Mba, while fielding questions from the press, said his administration is committed to ensuring that governance gets to the last man in the state, stating that a lot of interventions by his administration are largely for the local communities. He said while the state government brings 60% of the funds for the construction of the healthcare facilities across the 260 wards, the local governments are to bring the remaining 40%, but noted that the green smart schools are being single-handedly funded by the state government to enable children to enjoy quality education as could be obtained in the developed countries.
Ours is making sure that governance gets to the last man, and that is so the channel which based on our laws and constitutions provided for through the local government system. And what they've simply said is consistent with what we're already doing. A lot of the interventions we have done in the States since we came in are largely about the local communities.
In a move aimed at enhancing the welfare of vulnerable children in Enugu State, the wife of the governor, Mrs. Nkechi Yoruba, also in the week inaugurated a 7-member board to oversee the activities of the state social protection and welfare shelters. The board, chaired by Professor Christian Anyeke, comprises experienced professionals with expertise in childcare, education, and social work. Mrs. Mba emphasized the importance of providing a safe and nurturing environment for children in need and charged the board to work diligently to ensure efficient management of orphanage homes, transparent allocation of resources, and effective monitoring of activities. The people of Umatuboma community in Kano West local government area of Enugu State in the week commended Governor Peter Mba following the acquisition of 34.4 hectares of land aimed at providing affordable mass housing for the people by the Enugu State Housing Development Corporation, ESHDC. The expanse of land, which hitherto provided an abode for miscreants who unleashed pain and anguish on helpless residents, will, apart from providing affordable housing, also trigger socio-economic activities of the people. Speaking to newsmen on the sidelines of the willful donation of the parcel of land to the ESHDC, a community leader, Elder Philip Nam, eulogized the pointed efforts of the Enugu State government to bring development to the rural areas where the majority of the populace reside. There was also in the week a heart-gladdening development that Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State had commenced the construction of 8 science, technical, and vocational schools in the state, one in each federal constituency, starting with the Government Technical College, JTC Enugu. This was made known by the Commissioner for Education, Professor Ndubeze Ba, during the inspection of work at the GTC Enugu on Wednesday, adding that there would be 3 models of the STV schools focusing on science and technology, building and architecture, and industrial agriculture. He regretted that the GTC Enugu had lost its glory, reiterating the determination of the Mba administration to refocus the young ones of the state on science, technical, and vocational education underlined by practical learning to help them fit into the 21st century industry. He observed that the historic institution established in 1948 had lost its former glory due to its different stages of dilapidation. In his remarks, the principal of JTC Enugu, Christopher Isife, described this STV school project at JTC as a game changer for the long-forgotten and dilapidated institution. Also in the week, a delegation from the Global Affairs Canada, Office of the Canada High Commission, Abuja, and the Action Aid Nigeria applauded Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State for his administration's commitment to implementing policies aimed at improving the living standards of women and girls. They made the commendation at the Governor's Conference Room during a courtesy visit with the purpose of identifying areas the organizations could partner and support the government in promoting gender-based programs. Ogechukwueze has more on this report.
The leader of the delegation and the head of Development Corporation, Women's Voice and Leadership Nigeria Project, Difa Ahado, said the project is aimed at tackling the barriers to gender equality and supporting the empowerment of women and girls through provision of financial and technical resources to local feminist women's rights organizations in Nigeria.
That has decided to focus on the empowerment of women and girls because we really think that it is the best way to bring out the whole of society from this program. So here in Enugu State, you're right that the project is actually floating at the end of this month. And one of the components of the project was really to make sure that the women's rights organization as well as the community-based organization were in a position to sustain themselves after the end of the project. So since day one, we've provided them with capacity, built their capacity to be able to get their own full funding, to be able to advocate for themselves.
Also speaking, the head of programs, Action Aid Nigeria, Celestine Odo, while recognizing that women are the bedrock of any society and investing in their rights has a profound impact on sustainable development, noted that the agency has enjoyed a strong collaboration with the state government in promoting gender equality and women's empowerment.
Over the past 5 years, lots of achievements have been done in Enugu State, particularly through the WVL project. There's a Women Voice in Leadership project in the state, which has been there over the last 5 years. We've committed over 300 million within the state. That's one strand of our project. But we have 2 other projects that are currently running in the state.
Responding, Governor Barry assured of his administration's commitment to continue to implement programs that would concretize the aims and objectives of the Women's Voice and Leadership Nigeria project and the Action Aid in the state.
It's basically aligned with our objective of empowering women. Because first of all, we have a goal to eradicate poverty in Enugu State, and we know that women bear most of the poverty, most of the brunt of poverty, and so a lot of the programs we implement here are largely biased towards women.
The Women's Voice and Leadership Nigeria project is a 5-year project funded by Global Affairs Canada. Ogechukwu Eze, ESBS News.
A 100-level female student of the University of Nigeria Nsukka UNN in Enugu State was in the week found dead. The deceased, identified as Favor Okenyi, was said to be a student in the Department of Medical Laboratory Science of the university. She reportedly went missing on Tuesday after attending her chemistry practical. Confirming the incident, the spokesperson of the university, Okun Omeako, said the institution's management was shocked by the discovery and are collaborating with security agencies and the family of the deceased to uncover the circumstances surrounding her death. And with that awful story on the killed missing student, this is where we bow out on today's edition of Enugu State This Week. But before we go, do remember that you can also follow us on our social media handles on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Enugu ESBS, on Instagram, Enugu ESBS, on Facebook, ESBS Enugu, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBS Enugu 042. We are sincerely grateful for having you, and we promise to do it better when we return with a fresh package of the program next week. Till then, and on behalf of the producer Sam Udegwe, I thank you immensely for watching. My name is Precious Chwekezie. Bye for now.